Hey, hello, welcome. Thank you all for joining and give people a few more minutes. But thank you for being early and on time. Um, Excited to talk about Blueprint for PDF today and walk you through a little bit about how it works. And hopefully it's pretty cool. Oh, and exactly what Trisha said there. Yep. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off just by introducing myself. I am Lonnie. I work on the customer success team. It is a beautiful team here at Gavel, and really our whole goal is to make sure that everyone that uses Gavel or is thinking about using Gavel is successful, has a great time. And so we have Maddie here, Trisha as well, and Cami, and they're all in the chat. So at any point during this, if you have any questions, definitely feel free to type them in the chat and they'll answer them for you, or they will, like Trisha said, be the voice of God and call out to me and say, hey, Lonnie, answer this question. So yeah, thank you all for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and get started, even though I'm sure some more people will come in as we get along. So today, first, I'm really just going to kind of give you just a very, very cursory explanation of what Gavel is. I know there are some people in here who have never used it before. Thank you for joining us. And then we're going to dive right into Blueprint, which is our newest release, our newest feature. And I got to say, I'm in Southern California. Gavel is based in LA, and it's been really hot. Like it just got really scorching hot in the last few weeks, which is around the same time that we released this new feature, one of the hottest in legal tech today. So I don't know if there's any coincidence. I don't think it's just summer. I think it's Gavel. But either way, I'm going to get started with that. And then after that, I'll have some kind of closing remarks, and then we'll talk about any questions that you all have as well. All right. So first off, I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'm just going to show you a little bit of Gavel, and it's going to be super quick. So here, uh, I have my dashboard. Let's see, did I do that right? No, I didn't. There we go. All right. Here, I have my Gavel dashboard. And so Gavel is a document automation software. You can use it for client intake. You can use it from gathering client data anywhere you want, and it'll populate documents however you'd like them to. And so our release with PDF or Blueprint, what that does, it allows you to upload a PDF, and it automatically creates questions that either you or the client can answer that'll populate those documents. So a lot of attorneys and firms that use us have court forms that they want to populate really quickly, as opposed to having to sit and do them one by one over and over again and make spelling mistakes, different errors, things like that. And so Gavel speeds up that process because the AI Blueprint comes in and it quickly creates new questions for you. And I'm going to show you how that works. And so, like I said, I'm in California. So we're going to work with a California court form today, but this works for pretty much all fillable PDF forms. So here we have the FL200. This is a petition to determine parental relationship. It's pretty short, pretty simple, but this is what it looks like. And so our goal for today, going into PDF for Blueprint, which is our secure AI, is uploading it to Gavel and having Gavel create questions based on all of these different checkboxes and fields here, so that all someone has to do is answer the questions and it automatically populates into this PDF. So here we go. The way to access this is to click New Workflow and click Start with Documents. And as you can see here, it says drag and drop Word documents or PDF forms. So you can do Word or PDF. I'm just showing you PDF today, but you can also do them in tandem. So you can do Word and PDF, PDF by itself, Word by itself. So you can do multiple documents there. So I'm going to drag this FL200 that I just downloaded. over here. I'm going to click next and hope for the best. They might even give me, oops. It might even give me a cute little legal message. Let's see. All right. Yeah, there it is. Putting on its lawyer hat. So yeah, it says it can take 60 seconds or longer. Typically, it takes a little less, unless today it wants to mess with me and take exactly 60 seconds. But the important thing to note here is, well, one, this is a very secure AI. It only this whole process occurs on your secure and private subdomain. But also, AI isn't quite perfect yet. And so the goal is to continue to improve it. But I have a feeling that we'll get a pretty good, substantial amount of the way there. So as you can see here, now this all these fields have been populated with what we call variables. And so these variables, as you can see on the right side, are connected to questions. So whenever a question is answered, that answer is going to populate here. So what you can do is edit the question details. So we're going to start with the first one. And we're really just going to focus on this first page. So here, what is the state bar number of the attorney? Right here, we have it as a text question. We have lots of different question types in Gavel. Might want to make this a number question. But maybe if it has dashes in the number, in some number questions, you might want to make it text. But here, it's just going to be a number question. We have attorney name. And so the question is, what is the name of the attorney? And the variable name is attorney name. Firm name, urban area. I think urban area is a weird variable for what is the city. So we can just change this to attorney, whoops, attorney city. The one thing to make sure we do is make spaces, underscores here. Yeah, let's see here. Telephone number, that's another one that we might want to make a number question. Same with fax number. But as you can see, fairly minimal editing so far. So let's see, we can change this to maybe representing attorney name. All right. This all looks good to me. Feel free to say in the chat if it doesn't, but I like it. So case number here, we're gonna go with number again. And now those are pretty simple, pretty basic, right? But now we're gonna kind of step it up a little bit. So these are questions and boxes that you're gonna need options to select. So let's see how the AI played this out. So here, we have a question about the petitioner, right? What are they claiming about this child in order to petition this, parental relationship, probably, DNA test or something like that. So looks like there are 5 possibilities that they could be choosing from. And then we have 2 or 3 or 4 kind of potential questions that could be conditional based on which one is selected. So here we have a multi-select question that it gave us. So what is a petitioner claiming? And it looks like there are 5 options. So you can actually click down on these arrows to see if all the options are selected. So you see on the left, every time I click an arrow, it's going down. So these are all connected to the same question. So it looks like that works. We'll test that. We'll go through it and see. If petitioner claim, which is this one, is gave birth to the children, then yes. Cool. If petitioner wants to be determined as a parent, then check this box. So far, it looks like this is working well. The only difference is we'd probably want to make this multi-select question a single select question, unless there's a possibility that more might be able to be selected. So you can be very customizable with this once you're done, but it helps to kind of do a lot of this beforehand. All right. So those seem to be fine. And now we're going to say specify the reason the petitioner is determined as a parent of the children and a reason for this parental determination. This is a text question, seems pretty standard. And one thing we'll do for a question like this, and even a question like this that is dependent on this box being checked, is once we actually create the workflow, we can go in and just make it conditional and say, show this question, specify the reason, if this box is checked. We'll do the same thing for these four here. Now we have more questions here, and they're pretty simple for a child's name here because there could be multiple children in question. This could also be a child that's not born. So we just need basic information about those children. If you feel like you'll never have there will never be an opportunity for all four children, it's good to have those slots just in case because the form does. But you can always go in and make this what we call a repeating item question, which allows you to kind of ask for as many children as the client needs and have that populate in. And so you ask the name, the birth date, and the age one time and any more if necessary. And then here's kind of a separate question. And so I think this one is interesting here because it says the child is a child who is not yet born, but it asks, what is the status of the children? I feel like that's a weird way to ask, were they born yet? So we can change that. This is been born yet. I might have asked it weirder. Born. So now we have it as a yes or no question. So if yes, see here, if children status, oops, if child born, there it is equal to yes, then this box will get checked. Cool. Same thing for these next ones here. We're going to go down. We're going to have this. It's going to be the same concept. And it looks like all of these are populating correctly. But again, if you ever want to change a variable name or change anything in here, you can do that. Let's look at one. Let's see if there's any ones in here that we can reject because I've showed you a lot of positive stuff. I thrive on negativity, so I need at least one. Here, let's just say, for example, let's say here, we are going to fill this in ourselves, or we just don't like it and we're going to have to create a new tag for it later. This is how you would reject a question. And so all it's going to do is just make that question, this question and this variable not show up. However, the field still exists. So you can go in and create at any point a new question that connects to this field. So say the AI didn't get it right and you want to ask something completely different and do something completely different in that field, you absolutely can. The same one for here. I would say that for here actually, because a repeating item would be way better to use here. So I'm just going to reject all of these. And then we're going to move on to what the document tagger looks like. So done that. And now we're going to draft the workflow. Again, there's another page here, but it gets pretty redundant. So I don't want to have a ton of time. And I want to be respectful of that. All right. So another message here. I think the first message was cuter, but Gavel Blueprint is back in action. Will do. So yeah, once we get to this next screen, oh, there it is. It's helping me practice at the top of my license. I like that. All right. So now we are in the builder view of Gavel. And so this is where you can do all kinds of stuff here. So I'm just going to scroll down, look at some of the questions, just eyeball it. I see what is the zip code here. Whoops, should probably make that a number question, right? I'm going to find another one where I can put some logic on it. let's see. There we go. So we'll just say show this question if um, other specify. So you can say additional. Oops. So I want here. Okay, date. There we go. All right. So going to save this and I'm going to tag it. So again, here are all the tags that we just kind of went over, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And it all looks good. This is what we kind of worked on before. And then here, for example, we could go in and make a repeating item. For another webinar, I can tell you that there's also tons of YouTube videos of how to set these up, but you would just connect the repeating item variables there. So we're going to save it. And I'm just going to run it. And so for your PDF forms or really any document that you want to populate, you can fill it out. Someone in your office can fill it out, but also your client can fill it out as well. So as long as they have a link, you send them a link to this, which you can find on the Gavel dashboard, they'd be able to do it. You can also embed these workflows in your website, however you want to do that. So I'm just going to autofill information for the in the interest of time here. And we're going to go through and I'm just going to make sure that all these questions are answered. We have some multi-selects here. Child been born yet? Yes. Ooh. And like I said, at any point, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Got some great people in here that are answering. So going down, this is a little long because some of these questions were questions that we didn't actually see on page 2. The good thing is you can customize this so all the questions don't have to be on one page. You can kind of make it a very user-friendly experience. This is just the AI spitting it out. So I'm going to say yes here. And then if there's any questions I haven't, nope, we're good. Go through and do a review. Can go in and change something if I don't like it. Say that's the wrong zip code. Go in and change it really quickly before I move on. I'm going to go down, continue, and then submit it this time. All right. So let's see what we got. All right. So these are some of the answers that we put in. So as you can see here, they're where they need to be. Scroll down here, these boxes are checked. Obviously, child's name wasn't there because we took those questions out. But as you go through, you can kind of see this works all right. That is kind of the final product, if you will, of just a rough, me dumping it in and not really editing too much. But know that whenever you have a court form or a PDF, anything like that, or even multiple, you can dump them all in our AI and let them create questions for you. Let it tag the variables for you, and then you can go in and make some changes. But it gets you, I would say, pretty far along the way. I started on Gavel being used to manually creating each question, and manually going through the kind of painstaking process of creating a bunch of questions for these super long, large documents and PDFs. And now that we have Blueprint, it speeds up that process. It allows the AI to go in and create all that for you. So now what I'm going to do is, at least for a second, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if there's any questions that I can answer here. But yes, you can upload multiple PDFs at once, especially if they're in the same legal issue or area. It'll create questions based on that, and then apply those tags or variables to both. Um, mhm. And yes, it it works well with fillable PDF forms. And so if it's not a fillable PDF form, you'll need to use an unlocker, which we have, to add those fields. And in some cases, maybe edit them if you want your fields to be better. Yeah, does the voice of God have any questions for
Yeah.
me?
Hi, thank you. That was a really wonderful overview of the platform. One of the first questions we have here from Lisa is I sometimes have to fill in attorney information as static values and then save as a template. Can I still do that? I believe by bypassing these fields in the AI, I'd be able to reject those fields in the AI and then edit the template to add static variables. Is that still correct?
Yes. Yeah. So what you would do is you would, yeah, pretty much, yeah, said it really well here. You reject and then you can add it later if you'd like to. So here, for example, for PDFs and Word documents, a lot of times, even the ones I showed were empty, right? But even if you had them already populated, it would go in and create questions based on that populated document or PDF. Yeah, believe
Can you,
if that's not if I didn't answer that. Yeah.
that's a great answer. Can you also change the font size so that the contents fits in the lines?
Yeah, so a lot of that has to do with the PDF itself and just making sure that it auto sizes it. And so many times what you may need to do is when you're actually downloading that PDF, first making sure that it auto fits, that text auto fits. Um, And if you can't, reach out to us. Like I said, we're the customer success team, and so we'll help you with all of that.
Does anybody else have any questions? You could also ask them out loud if you'd like. Can you export client data into your CRM?
That is a great question. So I want to say one, it kind of depends, but what you'll need to do is one, you'll gather that data in Gavel, if that's what you want to do, and then we can talk to you about sending it to your specific CRM, and if there's anything we can do to kind of send it that way. Um, because not every CRM plays nice. So
I will add there that, we do have an open API, so you can connect with most systems that want to play nice with us. But we also integrate with Zapier, which does integrate with many CRMs that allows you to export the data to them or even be able to push data from your CRM to your Gavel workflow.
Trisha's right. I just thought it depends sounded cooler. My fault. Um, yeah, so this the PDF I showed does have a signature field all the way down, um, all the way at the end. And yeah, you would need to create a signature question in order to connect it to that signature field. For the interest of time, I didn't do that, but yeah, you can do that. So people can e-sign onto the signature box as well.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Lonnie, for a wonderful presentation. Is there anything else you'd like to end on to let people know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one, I want to thank everyone for coming. And if for anyone that's new and not already on the platform, we are able to give you one free trial, a free onboarding session. And also we'd be able to extend that trial too, especially because you came here to see us, see me, see Gavel, see Blueprint for PDF today. So definitely reach out to us. We're here for you and we'll respond as soon as we can. Thank you all for coming to learn a little bit more about how we're using AI to revolutionize the legal industry. Bye.